It's Jeff West here, the artist for Fable Beard Co., and I'm going to show you step by step. Pretty much it's a time-lapse video, so enjoy, and I'll be narrating you through it.
May your beard be forever blessed, and treasure forever upon your door.
Hi guys, okay, here we go. I am playing my time-lapse video here of my line work. So I am watching with you, and I'll try to narrate kind of what I'm doing here. So I always start with a very rough sketch, and that's my underbase. And I am painting on a different layer. As you can see, I use Clip Studio Paint Pro, which I love. And I used to use Photoshop, but this is amazing. I've used it for years, and the line work and the brushes are fantastic, much better than Photoshop brushes. So what I'm doing here is a story written by our newest member named Jacob about the Marksman and Jack Frost meeting up. And I made Jack Frost a lot more devious than my previous design because he's kind of a jokester in this one. So I since it's a winter scene, I did it with a blue brush, kind of the snowy stuff and the icicle looking stuff I did with blue. Another way to do this would be to do everything in a gray line and then put your layer to multiply, and it would kind of make it a darker shade of whatever color is underneath it. But I'm doing it this way because I want to. So there we have the marksman's horse. I wanted him to be buff, look huge, but his head looks a little small, maybe not. And I was gonna originally have the marksman have a kind of a white fur coat, maybe a rabbit or a white fox or something that he had hunted, but there's so much white and light blue colors in this already. I was thinking maybe I should do something that contrasts with that a little bit more, like a light brown, maybe. And it seems to be working. He's wearing his little mask that he wears. It's kind of his MO. So I'm going through and I'm kind of picking colors that are like a darker shade of what his colors already are for the outline. And I'm using an ink brush, which I love. It's called G Pen. You can see it there on the left. And what you can't see is that I have two frames over on the left side that don't show up there, but because it's recording this, I don't even know how to describe that, but I have a frame of the Jack Frost that I did for the Christmas scent a couple years ago, and then I have another frame, the bottle art for the Marksman as well, so I'm kind of referencing him and Jack Frost at the same time. So I'm going through here, I'm doing his, I realized that I did a double crossbow in the drawing, the original, but then I sketched a single crossbow arrow shooter, so I'm going in and kind of fixing that while I go. I wanted it to be originally like a wooden, I think I found like a cool picture online somewhere of a crossbow, and I kind of modified it, put the skull on the front of it, just kind of looks cool, and added these straps, kind of hanging them on together, like connecting them. Something fabric that he kind of put together. Maybe he made this himself or something because he's just that cool. Definitely one of my favorite characters I've done. And it smells awesome as well. Thanks to Colin, comes up with these awesome scents. Let's see here. I put a big cloak on him too. I'm sure it's below freezing out there. And I wanted a lot of fur edging. So yeah, I used a lot of brown in this, dark brown for the outline because it's more of just animal furs. And then I think I do go back and I change some of the color lines, like in the boots. I used a dark gray because I wanted it more of a leathery, dark leather feel. Now I'll admit I have drawn horses with harnesses and saddles and all this stuff before, and I just sometimes the library in the old head doesn't come up with how those things look, so sometimes I just have to kind of half-ass it. I should have went back and added. I think there's a strap that comes down from the horse's ear that connects to that piece down there, but anyway, it still looks cool. Maybe he just doesn't need that much. It's a very friendly horse, and it follows the marksman's guide very well, so he doesn't need all those extra harness straps, right? Just go with it. So I got the forest in the background. I wanted to use a birchwood tree, so you'll kind of see when I start doing the lines in more in depth here that I pop in a picture of a birchwood that I found on Google just to see. I know they have like these cool gray and dark lines all over them. So I reference those as I start getting into the tree lines, but then I went back to the horse. I do skip around a lot when I do my art. I get bored of one area and then I just hop over, and maybe it's an ADD thing, I don't know. So yeah, I'm just skipping around, adding things, zooming in and coloring here and there, and just finishing, getting some details in there, erasing details that I don't like. I always wind up changing things from my original sketch as I go do my line work. And sometimes even my color will change too, but you'll see that in part 2, which will be after this. Okay, so little hairlines in there. Going back, getting some darkers in the horse. I wonder what the horse's name is. And there it is. It's done. So there you have it. So look for part 2, which will be coming soon, and I'll go through that with you as well. See you next time.